Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another live stream. Today we are taking a look at Evanescence Lewis released album Sanctuary. Now I know it came out a couple week ago or two or so. I'm a little bit behind on this one, but I've been meaning to get on this one for you guys and meaning to check out this one for you guys because a lot of you liked my reaction to them, my most recent video to them. I believe it was my very first one I reacted to on my channel, at least, but a lot of you seem to really like it and wanted me, were eager to check out this new album. So I'm wanting to check it out for you guys, so we're just gonna get right into it. But yeah, I've never been too big of a fan of these guys, to say, because they came around. They were very popular at the time where I was just discovering, what music genre I liked. I was just starting to get into metal, more like the more like lighter rock sort of thing. So they weren't really, my type of, music from back in the day. I didn't really get into like more heavier metal between to like maybe like eighth or like early ninth grade. To be honest, I don't know what year that was. I could be honest with you, but it was like that around time frame where I started getting into like, the more heavy metal, the more bands that I like nowadays sort of thing. So these guys never really intrigued me, to be honest with you, because I was never really a too big of a fan on like female singers from back in the day. I was more into like the more male singers, type aspect. I never really liked the sort of female singers, but ever since I started doing this, reaction, this channel for you guys, I've been starting to get into them more. I've been liking, like, giving them more of a chance. I've been like, it's similar to Poppy, similar to Spirit Box, which is like a heavier, more hard gritting, because they can do it, man. They definitely do it, because they can definitely hold up when it comes to those male singers with their deep growls and stuff like that. I know Amy doesn't really do that sort of thing. She's more on her high end, her more clean, her angelic voice, which she definitely has a good, amazing voice. So I don't know if they just still do that sort of thing. I know maybe back then they used to do the sort of grungy, sort of screamo-esque sort of tone, at least for, because the only song I know is "Bring Me Back to Life." So I know that's their most popular track. I know that's the more one of the ones that would go up in there in the Hall of Fame when it comes to like top singles. So that's the only one I really know from these guys. So I don't really have anything to compare them to other than other female singers. But other than that, last single we reacted to for them, it pretty slapped. I wasn't expecting them to go as that heavy. Wasn't expecting them to even incorporate some modern style breakdowns. I didn't even know they did do that type of thing. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see what this one has to bring. And if I like these guys, I have to check out some more of their albums from the past. And if they do have heavier tracks, be sure to let me know down in the comments as well. But yeah, I'm just super excited to check this one out for you guys. And then yeah, thanks for coming in. Make You're gonna be the one that let me know if all the volume stuff works. So be sure to let me know if anything's too loud or too quiet. So, because I can't really tell when it comes to listening to stuff like that. So I don't want to record this whole thing and then you can't hear me or the music's too loud and something like that. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, we got a stacked album today. We got a fully fledged 12 or so tracks here, which is pretty much a default length for when it comes to an album sort of thing. So and they all seem to be like pretty full-length tracks. So we're gonna get right into it. This is pretty exciting. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know if they do have like a newer sound. I don't know if they're still doing like what they used to do from back in the day. So this is completely new to me. So they could go heavier. They could have changed their sound drastically. They could have done a more like modern twist on like the old school formula. So I'm not too sure, but I'm just super excited to see if whatever tones, whatever deep tones, whatever grooves, whatever breakdowns they have in store for us, I'm ready. So let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first track off the new Evanescence record, Beautiful Lie. But let me know between the tracks to see if it is too loud or something like that. Some of these tracks can be pretty loud, in the mixes here.
I don't belong to you.
Ooh.
So don't tell
A
me
little
what
tribal
to
metal almost.
do.
get the groove. Let's get it.
Sick of the feeling, I'm lying here pleading, but you slither over
That bass in there.
I am the power, wake up, say it louder, it's time. I don't wanna live my life feeling
Bring in the ambience.
baby, this is your war, but it's killing the both of us.
Okay, very different.
Baby, this is
Wasn't expecting this sort of atmospheric tone.
belong to you.
That little groovy riff though.
No one can change the truth. Don't be afraid of the monster you made when what goes around does come around. Your words have
Go, Amy.
meaning, is that why
Bring me in.
you're screaming so loud?
Show me what this album's about.
I don't wanna live my life feeding off a beautiful lie. Baby, this is your world, but it's killing the both of us.
Okay, so far, not too bad. Feel like we're gonna get into something heavy here pretty quick though.
Sick, sick, you're right. Take the bait, refuse to wait, and all this time I've wasted waiting on you.
So groovy, you like it. Yo, Amy, speak to me. Woo! Get up there, let's get it. Man, she definitely has one of the best voices in the game, though. Woo, Jumpman, love though. Showing out those tribal instincts. Okay, very different sounding track. You know, not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting this, tribal, influence. I would say in this whole track here. It's very ambient. It's very like it's very open sounding, if that makes sense. Because I wasn't expecting something to be that sort of slow paced for a first beginning track. I like to when I hear first albums, I like to start off with something a little bit more fast paced, a little bit more heavy, to set the tone for the record right out of the gate. But this one's very interesting. Like I said, I wasn't expecting the whole tribal drum beats at the beginning there throughout the track there. Very choiry inspiring as well, with Amy doing those background vocals, singing in the background. It's very cinematic, I would say. You could definitely see this one being like a soundtrack to like some sort of film or like cinema project or something like that, especially with those vocals in the background. But very different, man, very different. Like I said, love those groovy riffs, love those jumpy groovy riffs, very reminiscent of like, Breaking Benjamin in a way. I'm a big fan of those guys as well with their riff playing, with their playing style. They're more hard rocky, when it comes to, metal sort of things, but I love their groovy riffs, their dark tones, their deep tones that they do with their tunings with those guitars over there. So very reminiscent of that sort of play style, I feel like. But Amy's just doing her thing, man. Definitely has that clarity in her voice, with every song she does, every song she sings, man, is just so angelic. It's so iconic with her sings. Kind of reminiscent of a little bit Courtney from Spirit Box in a way. They kind of sounded similar to her voice in this one here a little bit. I was kind of hinting at with some of the clean notes in here because they do kind of sound a little bit similar, but I think Amy can go, a lot higher than Courtney, I would say. But very interesting track though. Very interesting track indeed. For the just thought about it. We did get some sort of like, mid-section breakdown there a little bit. I wish they amplified that a little bit more, maybe played it out a little bit more, because it was kind of a little bit of short little, yeah, a little bit too short for my taste. But then they went right back into the ambient stuff, something like that. But they could have maybe did a little play on that riffage at the end there as well, especially at the beginning when they were teasing it so much with the dropout, beats. But they could have maybe just let the whole, rip at the end there of the track, maybe let it, fade out with her singing over it, maybe sort of thing. But either way, very interesting track nonetheless. But we still got a full album to go, ladies and gentlemen. That's only the first one, so fingers crossed we get some more heavy ones. Fingers crossed we get some more heavy sounding breakdowns. That's what I'm hoping to see from these guys. So just get me more intrigued. Get me intrigued to see these guys. Amy, come on, listen, get me some more excited. Get me some more, amp me up here. Let's get some more heavy style breakdowns. Let's just see what's gonna happen. But yeah, this is the second one off the new Evanescence record. Tell me when you've had enough. Judging by the title alone, this one sounds heavy, so hopefully it is. Let's get it. Bringing those two-steppies. Drop that bass though.
Just the way I want you to knock down, burn out till there's no room to feel like me. The enemy, but what if I'm not the enemy? Where's the line? Where's the line? Somewhere under the blood. Say you wanna change your mind as they break everything you love. Tell me when you've had enough.
Okay, love that two-step beat though.
Tell me when you've
Little in the background. So far, they love the grooves.
like the chemicals breathing, freedom, it's all alive.
That deep bass though.
Choose your own reality one day. There'll be no more sacrifice, 'cause there's nothing
These are
left
chugs.
to lose. Where's the line? Where's the line? Somewhere
I got a very interesting drum pattern though. Kind of throwing me off a little bit.
change your mind as they break everything you love. Tell me when you've had enough.
Let's go, Amy. Woo! Woo-hoo!
Tell me when you've had enough.
Here's the groove down.
Where's the line?
Yeah, they can do it, man. So far, they can do it. I just wanted them to push it a little bit more. I know they can do it. Hopefully, you get that. Let's get it, Amy.
Where's the line? Where's the line? Somewhere under the blood. Say you won't change your mind as they break everything you love. Crush every dream into dust. Tell me when you're
Choke it up.
Tell me when you've had enough.
Yo, give it up.
Tell me when you've had enough.
Okay, see, I like the grooves, man. I love the grooves. See, they can do it, man. They can definitely do it. Like, I added the two-steppy, drum beats here and there. I love me some two-step style breakdowns in there as well. It's very easy. It's very hard to not sit still when you hear, a two-step kind of drum beat pattern. It's very, it's very jumpy. It's very upbeat. I like that sort of thing. But this one's kind of, it was okay. It was kind of interesting, to see, Amy, like again, doing her thing with her her clean vocals, with the chorus, with the verses, stuff like that. But the drum beat in this one is kind of weird, especially on the chorus side of thing. It kind of threw me off a little bit. I felt like they could have changed the drum patterns maybe a little bit to make the chorus flow a little bit better. But either way, it's still catchy. It's simple wordplay in there. You can easily sing along to it, stuff like that. I could definitely see this one being a popular one in the live shows just because of how simple it is, just of how groovy it is, But it's a very simple track, I like this one a little bit better than the first one though, because the first one felt like it was a little bit too much of ambience for me. It was a little bit too much of like, you know what I mean, like too tribal inspired sounding, I would say. But this one I could definitely get behind. It's very it's modern metal, I would say, in there with the modern tones, with the modern groove element play style. So we got a little bit of a breakdown in here there as well, more like a groovy riff down sort of thing. But I'm like, I just want to hear those chugs a little bit more. We got a little bit snippets here in the panning sections, to tease it a little bit. But I want to feel the full on chugs. I want to feel on the full on, the meatiness of the tone of the guitar, if that makes sense. But either way, man, love the tone so far. Hopefully we get some more heavy ones in the near future, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, we still got a full album left to go here, but this is the next one off the new Evanescence record. Who Will You Follow? Wait, is this the one I just listened to? Oh no. Oh no, this is the next one. Oh, this is the one we reacted to already. Okay, this one smacked though. This one pretty smacked though. It was heavy. I wasn't expecting him to go this sort of heavy in this sort of track here. Amy doing her thing like she always does, but the grooviness of the guitars, man. I just love how heavy this one get. And we got like a little subtle breakdown in here on this one as well. So I'm excited for that one. So we did react to this one already. So if you guys want to go see my first impression on that one, go check out that video as well. But let's keep it going. This is the next one off the new record. Who Will You Follow?
What have you done to me?
Very reminiscent of, Wake Me Up, from at least from the start of this track. Oh, there it is. Go boys, chug it up!
Are we alone now? I can't find the way out. Keep waking in the same fever
Go.
tree.
Deep sounding bass lines, electronic beats.
We're playing with fire.
Let's get it.
We're drawn to light. We're broken and blinded by it. We're dying for release. If all this fear was born in my mind,
That bass, so beady.
you're everything you'll ever be.
So deep.
What have you done to me? You trained my life and me till I don't know myself. When all your faith in reality fades away, who will you follow then?
Put back in.
I feel the
So simple, it sounds so good.
crack in the matrix. Break through the lies like an axe through the screen. You can't stop the silence. We are the fire.
Going that aggression.
Wake up to the madness, the rats in the world.
Go guitar man, choke it up.
Already coming through. It's this twisted veil from our eyes. What if you touch me? You train the life out of me till
Yeah, I don't know if playing in the middle of the street's a good idea though, but you do you. Oh, let's go. Let's go, guys. Put it down. Woo-hoo-hoo. Rip it up.
What have you done to me?
I love me some groovy riff playing, man. Especially when you mix it with some like little chugs in there. Woo! Let's get it. You know, back in that riff. See, that's the stuff I want. That's the stuff I want to hear from these guys, man. Because that one definitely surprised me the very first time I listened to it. I wasn't expecting it to be that heavy. Wasn't expecting it to be that groovy, man. Like I said, I haven't really listened to these guys at all. In fact, up until to this point, really. So it was very surprising for me to check these guys out. And a lot of you said that they do heavier kind of stuff in the, you know, for back in the day. So I'm gonna have to check out some of those ones as well. But so far, I think that was my favorite one, even though we're only like 3 in. But judging by like the very first one I reacted to, like I said, from these guys, was this one here. So it definitely did surprise me. I love the deep tones. I love the chuggy riff pattern, the main riff, you know, even though it's just simple bar chording, simple, you know, choppy, you know, rhythm playing in there. It's so simple, but it hits so hard, man. So hard here, mixed with like the deep tones of the bass, man. The bass is so deep, so low, but it just sounds so good in the background there as well. But see, that's the kind of thing I want. That's the kind of thing I want. You know, Amy doesn't do any sort of screams whatsoever, but I feel like this song would have benefited from that a little bit in a way. But I know she doesn't do that. I know she's just more of a clean singer, her vocals. But you know, she's definitely gets up there in a high voice. I have no idea how her voice doesn't crack, man, because it just sounds so clean. You know, every single time you hear her voice. I don't know how she practices her vocals. I don't know if her voice even cracks at all anymore at this point. But you know, when you can get up there on some of those high notes, you know, for lasting a long time, you know, your voice can kind of give out on you. But I mean, she's a professional. She probably knows what she's doing. She's been doing it for years, so it probably doesn't happen to her anymore. But it's just amazing to see, you know, how high and how long she can hold some of these notes. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, super excited to check out some more Evanescence. Let's keep it going here. This is the next new one off the record, Rapture, my bad. Rapture. That's an A, not a U. My eyesight's terrible. I'm sorry. It's a new one, Rapture. Ooh, a little bit of dark tone. Going spooky?
Look at all the time that you wasted. You could put the fire out at any time. Too afraid to face
keep
it.
your piano melody.
Try to keep the animal inside. One too many secrets to hide. That I cannot hold on.
Ooh, where are we going? So mysterious. I like it. Let's get it. Slow to beat. Slow to step. go.
Money is the god that you once do. Will
that rhythm
it
in.
be enough? You can't even look me in the eyes. Afraid of the reflection you find in mine. 'Cause I see right through your eyes.
I love that impact that they had in there. Kind of poppy though, this one. He's on the chord. Whoa! What is this? That's dubstep breakdown? I don't think I've heard this. Ooh. Hey, Jimmy, what was that? Amy, what was that? Oh, dubstep easy and breakdown. I might like this one. Ooh, and the solo beats. Very spooky vibe. Ooh, I like that. I like that one. Not gonna lie, at the beginning I didn't think I was gonna like that, but turns out at the end, I like that. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, very different. Very different. We had sort of like a mix between, EDM, pop, and metal in a way. No, that was very interesting. Started off with the creepy piano, spooky melody action in there. Thought we were gonna get some more like darker tones, more creepier vibes, which we kind of did throughout the track here. But I was not expecting that, dubsteppy sort of like, electronic sort of style breakdown they had in the middle of there. That was very surprising and definitely opened my eyes to what, you could actually do with a breakdown instead of, a simple guitar, chug riff breakdown sort of thing. So it's very interesting, very opened my eyes, very opened my ears to what, more creativity, you could do when it comes to, creating a track and stuff like that. But I was not expecting that. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that before, mixing sort of like an EDM sort of pop, thing with like a guitar, sort of style breakdown. I don't even know if that was guitar, if it might have just been beats or something like that. But that was very interesting. That was very interesting. And then we had a little surprise solo lead at the end there. It wasn't really like a solo, but a little surprise lead at the end there. That's just to top it off just a little bit with some extra spice, But like I said, I like that one. Definitely like that one. It definitely makes me, open my eyes and just don't underestimate these guys. Like as well, because each song could sound completely different. Each song could just have something different in their track. Because compared to the last one, it's just full on hardcore metalcore, very modern metalcore in the fact. And this one brought a little bit of an EDM element, a little more electronic element mixed with like the deep tones. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Hopefully we get another one like that coming up here in the near, in the next couple of tracks here. But wow, I like that one. I like that one. Let's get it. Let's get it. Good job, Evanescence. Good job. I see you. I see you. I see what you're trying to go for. I see what you're trying to do. Let's get some more of that. Let's get some more of that. I want some more of that right now. Let's get some more of that. Next one. Next one here. Let's get some more of that. This is the next one off the new record here. Hopefully everything's going good on the volume side of things. I don't know if I'm too loud or the music's too loud, sort of thing. But he says everything seems to be okay here. So we're just gonna keep it going here, ladies and gentlemen. This next one, Afterlife, off the Netflix series Devil May Cry. Oh, I heard something about that. I didn't know if that was like a spin-off track that they did, but they decided to put it on the album here. So that's excited. That's cool. I think I saw this. I was gonna react to it, but then I kind of forgot about it maybe. So I don't know how too long ago this one was, but I'm not too big of an anime fan, so I don't really know, the whole story, the whole lore and stuff like that. Like I know it's a show now on Netflix, but no, it's based off, the game as well. So I think they just started doing like the series for it. So no, I haven't seen anything of it, so I haven't watched anything. So this is gonna be completely new to me. If they reference things, I'm not gonna know anything. I'm sorry if you guys are fans of the show. I'm in the games, let me, be easy on me. But either way, I'm excited to check this one out. I like to see this too as well. I like to see a lot of these metal bands doing, collabs for like, media, for like, for shows, for movies, and the games as well. I like seeing that. I like seeing that sort of thing. Like a lot of these companies are reaching out to metal bands, to hard rock bands, to give out more influence, to make more people, aware of it, metal music, to make more people, bring them in to, as to make them come in to be as like metal fans, because if they hear something like this, like, oh, that sounds good, I might have to check these guys out. So I like to see that sort of thing, because us metal people, us metal fans, can tend to be discriminated on. They tend to be like overlooked, of like metal is just metal, it's not really music sort of thing. But I like to see a lot of these popular hard rock and metal bands coming out, into the more mainstream space, to let more people, come in and see what this genre is all about, ladies and gentlemen, because we're not all, face paint and, black clothing. We're heartfelt people just as much as all of you other guys out there, but we just like some heavier music compared to what you normally guys like. So, but even though it's not all bad, it's not that bad, trust me, just listen to one track, you might get hooked. Believe me, it's some pretty damn good music. Just give it a try, just one time, you won't be disappointed. But either way, let's get right into it. I don't know if these guys are fans of the show, or if Amy's a fan of the show, like I said, but hopefully we're gonna hopefully this one's a banger nonetheless. This is the next one off the new track, Afterlife. Gallery music video go with this one.
Hide before the floodgates open. Can we just lie here till it's all over? I hear the violence calling, turn and run inside. You build your walls but can't forget the hate. You hide.
Are we going?
Down to finally meet you in the
Wasn't expecting a sort of a slow one. Slide that bass. Make that bass jump.
I'm holding on to unbelief. I see you in the afterlife. Save me from this pain and feel the heart inside. You wonder why I'm out of tears to cry. Today I'm not afraid to die. No one hears me pray for my revenge. Nothing's gonna wash away these sins. I'm bathed in the fire. No more wounds to mend.
Okay, definitely not what I was expecting though. But anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen.
So judge me in the afterlife. Save me from this pain.
Different phrase there into the chorus.
Inside, you wonder why I'm
Commander.
Not afraid to die.
Ooh, here we go. Ooh, let those tones ring out. Ooh, okay. A little surprise twist ending there. Oh, we're still going? We're still going, ladies and gentlemen. A little clean interlude. Okay, very interesting there. Very interesting. And then, like I said, I wasn't really too much of a fan at the beginning, but towards the end there, I'm pretty slapped. Pretty slapped there. Wish it was a little bit more heavy, I wish it was a little bit more different because it was kind of slow, slow pace for me at the beginning there. But, either way, like I said, I don't know the show. I don't know the whole, story behind it. I wish they kind of showed the show a little bit, a little more and stuff like that, just to, advertise the show a little bit more. I mean, they kind of did here and there between. I thought they were just going to show it was just going to be like an AMV of the entire show. I wasn't expecting the whole band, to be in the music video sort of thing. But, either way, very different though. Very different indeed. Like I said, but Amy, like she always does, just doing her thing, doing the clean singing, doing her high tones, doing her high screams in there as well. Just, the bass man was kind of, bassing it up in there, kind of, adding some little, notes in there, slapping it up a little bit, like the bass tone. I don't know what I don't know what kind of tuning these guys do, but I just love the underlining bass tone. It's just so deep, it's so meaty. It just makes everything sound a lot heavier than what it actually is, I would say. So, because they don't really do. Because the whole overall tone, as I would categorize, is more like a hard rock. It's more like a, it's not really categorized as metal. I mean, you could say it kind of is, but I just categorize it more like a hard rocky sort of, overall tone and stuff like that. Because they do breakdowns here and there. They do deep, let the tones ring out like we did see here at the end of the track here. But it's not really as heavy as as what I was expecting, I would say, at least for this track. But either way, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, if you guys are a fan of the show, if you guys have seen the show, be sure to let me know down in the comments. And if it's any good, I might have to check that one out as well. But either way, I like to see metal being more pushed in the mainstream of things. I like seeing metal being more pushed in the broader audiences, I would say. To show to get to make it more popular amongst the fan base, amongst the more the common people, I would say, because the more you do that, the more, because I would like to see that, man. I like metal because it's my favorite genre. It's my favorite stuff to see, because you only typically really see metal on like heavy metal stations, or like if you actually go and see the band live, because other than that you don't really get to see metal portrayed and stuff like that anymore, or at all. In fact, at least nowadays, it's starting to come out, into like games and movies and media and stuff like that. So hopefully we keep that train going. Keep that train going, because I like to see all these, famous bands, hard hitting bands, come out and be more mainstream, if that makes sense. But either way, like I said, solid track nonetheless. But we're gonna keep it going here, ladies and gentlemen. So far, so good though. So far, so good. I would still think that that third track is probably still my favorite one out of the ones we acted to already. Other than that EDM one, that was definitely a surprise, for me in there as well. I wasn't expecting that, but hopefully we get some more surprises to come, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna keep it going here. This is Evanescence title track, Sanctuary. Now, I say this time and time again. If your title track sucks, what are we doing? What are we doing why are you naming the album that? If an album track, isn't as best or doesn't hold up to compare to other tracks on the list, why'd you name it that in the first place? In my opinion, because the title track, has to slap, it has to bang. It doesn't necessarily have to be the heaviest one, on the playlist, but so for me personally, it does, because it just wants to make that the title track, that wow, that shock factor, that one that stands out amongst, all the other tracks, if that makes sense. At least for me, to me, band members have their own thoughts and opinions on what should be the title track, but at least for me personally, the title track should be the best one, and hopefully this one is. Let me just say, hopefully we get some more, heaviness in here and there. But this is the next one off the new Evanescence record, title track, Sanctuary.
I see the oceans rising.
Ooh, looks like we're gonna get it, ladies and gentlemen.
War that's been raging years and years and ages and
Let's go, Amy.
days. But now
Give me what I want.
we look to the blood-red sky and see what's been raining down all of this chaos on
Build it up.
us. The illusion of
Show me what the album's about.
a crumbling tower, a golden calf, and a death wish for anyone who dares to see the obvious truth.
Oh, I'm ready.
Power is ours.
This is for the ones who gather strength in silence. It isn't over. This is for the ones who rise against your violence. It isn't over.
Let's go, guys.
Am I strong enough to believe?
Give me
I
it.
can't see you, but I can feel you there. Sanctuary, breathing, screaming out. No one's coming to save us. It doesn't scare me. I'm with you all the way down. Changed by the pain, we know who we
And the groovy riff playing. Ooh, harmonizer. Harmonic.
Sickness, it isn't This is for the living truth of our resistance. It isn't over. We're taking over. Sanctuary, breathing, screaming out.
So I wasn't expecting this uplifting chorus though.
It doesn't scare me. I'm with you all the way down. Changed by the pain, we know who we are. The light in your eyes, the love in your heart. Endless lies controlling every mind they infect. It's still not enough. It's never enough.
Let's go get it. Woohoo! Here's the breakdown. Ooh, get that lead in there too. Why not?
Sanctuary.
Let's go, boys. I want more.
No
Don't stop the hardcoreness now. I want some more bangers.
Sanctuary.
I want some more groovy riffs.
Sanctuary, breathing, screaming out. No one's coming to save us. It doesn't scare me. I'll be with you all the way down. Changed by the pain, we know who we are.
wish we could end it heavy though. Oh, see, I like that, man. I like when they do that groovy stuff, man. Just wish they did it a little bit more. Because towards the beginning there, I thought we were going to go to something even more darker, some more doomy sort of vibe action there. When she was doing those weird, those creepy, distorted, radio style, distorted, filtered vocals at the beginning there, I thought we were going to go heavy. I thought we were going to go, doomy a little bit. I thought we were going to let those, the chugs finally show the light of day, let those chugs, deep tones ring out in there. But they turned out to do like this sort of like a mixed heavy mixed pop rock sort of thing. I wasn't really expecting a very uplifting choir-y inspired chorus, if that makes sense. I wasn't expecting it to be as happy sounding as it was, even though it's not really supposed to be happy. But to me it just sounds very uplifting on the chorus side of things, and then mixed with the down tune, groovy riff playing there. I like that sort of thing, but just kind of threw me off a little bit, mixing heavy with, and then right back into like normal classic hard rock, and then right back into heavy again. It kind of mixed with the tone a little bit for at least for me personally in the track. But for a title track on the song, I loved certain aspects on for it, and for other track aspects, I didn't really like too much. But either way, it is what it is. I do like the creepy stuff at the beginning. I do like the deep the groovy riffs, like I said. But I don't know, I just felt like they kind of took pieces from different songs and kind of put them together, if that makes sense. But either way, man, like I said, these guys can never underestimate what they're going to do next. You never know what's going to be in a track that now that I've noticed, I would say, because you can expect one thing and it could be completely different the next one. So I don't know, man. I'm just don't know what to expect anymore from these guys, though, but in a good way, though. In a good way, though. Like I said, I do like the groovy riffs. I do like when they actually play the guitars and do actually do the riff down sort of thing. But I don't know. I just wish they did that a little bit more, in my opinion. So I don't know what happened to the guy that used to do the screams from back in the day. I don't know if he's still in the band doing the guitars, the rhythm guitar sort of thing. I know it's been decades now at this point, but I know he used to do sort of like the background screams or background vocals. But at least for that, the "Bring Me Back to Life" song, he did that a little bit in the background there. So I don't know if he's still in the band or if he's left years from now. But and I kind of like that sort of thing. So I kind of wish they still had that sort of thing. But maybe he's not in the band anymore, and maybe that's why it's just her doing the cleans and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I kind of wish she did it herself. I kind of wish I want to see what the Amy Lee, screaming is about. I want to see the Amy Lee growls, the Amy Lee, witchy screams. But I don't think she could do that, man. I mean, maybe she's tried in the past, but she can't really do that sort of thing. But either way, man, definitely has a solid voice on the clean side of thing. Not gonna complain about that, but I just kind of wish they had a little bit more, if that makes sense. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, so far so good. So far so good. So far, I think we're about like halfway through. What one are we on? Yeah, number 7 out of 12. So about halfway through. So far so good. Like I said, no complaints. Hopefully we end it on like a more heavier note. Hopefully we end it on some more like maybe some EDM stuff in there again as well, because I kind of want to hear another one of those. Just because it was so surprising to me. But this is the next one off the new Evanescence record. How Do I Heal? Ooh, might get a clean one this time.
Fading out, down enough to drown. See you pour the light over me. Breathe again, find the water's edge. You're the way.
See, I feel like this is what makes Evanescence, just these cleans, piano break melodies. Definitely an emotional piece, not gonna lie. But sometimes you need that, man.
Stop and stare with the wind whipping my hair. Let the tears slip down silently. You gave me the words to say when I was so afraid. You let me in, you set me free. Caught in the space in between.
I do like me some instrumentals,
I know you're by my
Just adding the strings with the piano.
How do I heal? I can feel you with me still. Promise I will never know. 'Cause I'll never let you go. Years gone by.
Very amazing control with their voice.
Wild and overgrown, and I'm on my way. 'Cause you're calling me home. No matter how we change, echoes of us remain untouched by time. In my mind, how do I heal?
Evanescence, what are you doing? What are you doing to me?
I can feel.
Why do I feel emotional now? Stop it. This is supposed to be a metal show. Not an emotional show. What's going on here?
Promise I will
I want to get smacked. I want to get banged. I don't want to cry. What is this?
'Cause I'll never let you go.
A very emotional piece. Very emotional piece, man. You know, so sometimes you need that though. Sometimes you definitely need that, man. Sometimes you need that, you know, break in like, especially in like a live set, you know, when you're doing just nonstop heavy hitting bangers, nonstop heavy hitting tracks. You need that one clean break song just to slow things down, just to like make the crowd, you know, feel the words, feel the rhythm, you know, feel the music, you know, as a whole, I would say. So that one's definitely an emotional piece, very religious undertone, I would say. Very, you know, I could definitely see women. I don't know if they are, you know, religious or anything like that, but I could definitely sense that, you know, mixed with like, you know, probably like modern pop or like R&B sort of stuff, you know, just having the piano and just having her clean vocals, you know, just take control of the whole track, you know. But either way, like I said, these songs aren't typically for me, but I can definitely do appreciate that. I do like me some emotional tracks, but this one's a little bit, you know, too slow paced for me, I would say. But you know, she definitely has an amazing voice though, because this, if you've been doubting her by now, just listen to this track and you can definitely say that she probably has one of the best vocals in the game when it comes to cleans, man. Just the control over her voice, it's just so clean, it's so iconic. It's the clarity in her voice, man. Just how many ranges she can do in different tracks, man. It's just insane. Her layering in there as well, it's just crazy, man. It's definitely crazy to me. I can see why a lot of you guys are fans of her, just because of just how just talented of a vocalist she really actually is, especially after doing it for like decades, after all this time, man. And it's just, you know, all props to her, man. This is crazy to see how you can have that much talent after all these years, man. I don't know what, if she probably does have to practice, you know, constantly to keep that, you know, vocal, that, you know, as strong as it could possibly be. But man, definitely one of the best metal vocalists in the game when it comes to female singers and stuff like that. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys aren't crying out there, because I almost teared up towards the end there, just listening to that track there. But hey Chris, you know Amy and Evanescence are my favorite downloaded album Saturday. Oh hey Richie, thanks for coming in. Nice to see you, my guy. I didn't actually know you had a Twitch. That's actually kind of surprising for me, man. But thanks for coming by, Rich. I'd like to see you in there, and hopefully everything's doing well for you over, you know, health-wise and stuff like that. Hope you're doing good over there, staying cool over there. over there as well, because I know it's probably definitely, it's been hot here, so hopefully it's not too as much dying over there probably. But yeah, man, I didn't know you liked Evanescence that much. That's cool to know. That's cool to see, man. Cause yeah, I never really dove into Evanescence too much. I knew they existed. I knew they were there. They were just never really went out of my way to listen to these guys up until now. I would say, because I never really gave female vocalists a chance. I would say from back in the day, but I'm starting to. I'm starting to, man. But it's cool to see that they're one of your favorite, bands out there. If did you let me know if you actually got to see them live, because they're actually gonna come around here, not too long from now. So I would like to maybe we can go see them with because they're coming here with Spirit Box and Poppy, but sadly Poppy's not gonna be at that show. But I would have loved to see them. So if hopefully we get to maybe go see that show in the near future. But yeah, man, I'm starting to give these guys a chance. I just kind of wish they were a little bit heavier on some of the tracks, because some of them, kind of don't really flow too well, in my opinion. But either way, we still got a couple more tracks here to listen to towards the end of the track here. But I just wish they were a little bit more, heavier, or at least on the guitars, sort of thing. It's 111 the past 2 days. Jesus. Practically melting over there. That's insane. Oh, she has solo work as well? I didn't know that. I thought she was always been in this band. I didn't know she actually did her, solo projects. I'm gonna have to check that out as well. I don't know if she has does she have another band, or is it just, under her name sort of thing? I might have to check that out as well. Or is it just more like heavier sort of stuff, or maybe just more like clean focus, similar to this, this clean track we just listened to? So if that's the case, man, I might have to check that out. You have to see what their other stuff has to bring. But either way, we're gonna keep it going here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the next one off the new Evanescence record, About Us. Is it about the band, or is it about us listening to the band? I don't know. I just hope it's a heavy one, but let's get it. She does movie soundtracks and some covers. Well, I didn't know that. Like I said, I might have to search her up after this, and see if there's any other stuff I might want to react to after this. So maybe in the near future for other future videos, I might have to check that out for you guys. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, because I just saw the Devil May Cry one they did for the whole Netflix show. They did one that they put on this album. I never really watched the show. I wasn't really, a fan, and I know it's a game as well. I never played any of the games and stuff like that, but it's cool. Like I said, when I was explaining it, it was cool to see that a lot of these metal bands are coming out nowadays and to do more pop culture stuff. They're doing more in the mainstream media sort of thing. So that's what I like to see, all these harder, more rock focused and metal bands coming out to the mainstream, to broaden people's aspect when it comes to metal and hard rock and stuff like that. So hopefully we get some more of that in the near future, like I said. But either way, if you've seen the show, let me know how it goes. If it is, I'm gonna have to check that out as well. But either way, this is the next one off the new Evanescence record, About Us. Starting off with that bass line.
Everything you wanted, everything you needed, twice as much and only half of the time. Put the money down first, baby, pushing back hurts when you go to get in line. This is what you wanted, right? Nobody moves, nobody dies. Children better run and hide. Daddy's got a gun and you'll carry your ice. Baby,
Oh no. Daddy's got a gun. Better get out of there then. Gotta run and hide. Find some safety.
I feel so numb. They don't give a damn about us. Your pretty tears are going to waste. You dug a grave for both of us. And now
tucked in there. I like these very like slow paced sort of style tracks.
Push a little harder, push a little farther out the panic in the back of your mind. Bodies in the crossfire, empathy's the vampire. Truth for sin and saviors for hire. This is what you wanted, right? Choking on
Let's go, build it up.
sipping Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid? This actually sounds good right now.
But for sure gonna pray.
As long as it's the good one.
Your pretty tears are going to waste. You dug a grave for both of us. And now it's too late. 'Cause you got what you want. Now bow down
I like
to
these
your
open
God.
voices.
And no, he doesn't give a damn about us.
Let those chords ring out.
And no one's gonna save you.
It's kind of hard to, categorize these guys actually, because it's a lot of elements and different stuff that they put in each track here.
This is what you wanted,
They got the electronic stuff, they got the groovy stuff,
They
got the classic stuff.
This is what you wanted, right?
it's kind of hard to pinpoint.
First in line to pay the price. This is what you wanted, right? Somebody else to blame as it all burns. This is what you wanted, right? Bury all of us alive. We're pounding down the door. What are you waiting for? They don't give a damn about us. Your pretty tears are going to waste. You dug a grave for both of us. And now it's too late. 'Cause you got what you want. Now bow down to your God. And no, he doesn't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us.
Tell him, Amy.
They don't give a damn about us.
I don't know what she's talking about, but tell him.
They don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us. And no one's gonna save you.
Okay, see, it's kind of hard to pinpoint these guys actually, because they're like I said, they have the electronic stuff, they have the hard rock stuff, they have a little bit of like southern rock vibes in there here and there. Because this one kind of sounded like a little bit like a southern rock influence to me, like a little bit, especially when they were just doing those like chuggy choruses throughout the song there. But it's kind of hard to pinpoint because they can kind of do anything, it seems like, but like I said, they do like the slow pace tracks. They like their slow tempo style tracks. They do like, they, like I said, the groovy riffs in there as well, but it's very slow. It's not really as fast paced as like, modern metal, I would say, in a way. That's why I would kind of categorize these guys as more as like a hard rock sort of feel, hard rock southern tone kind of vibe with style like that. But I just wish they went heavy, man. They can do it. They can definitely do it. They teased it in some of the tracks here, but they just kind of like, they go up to the scale, and they're so close to like getting heavy, but then they bring it back down. So which is kind of an unfortunate thing, at least for me personally, because I just like when bands get heavy. I like when they get gritty. I know that's not really what they're known for. I know they're more on the classic rock sort of thing, but Amy, just wants to show her vocals, which I understand. It's more focused on her, I would say. The whole band, that's not really focused on the instruments. It's not really focused on the guitar sort of thing. Like this is a very, vocal, frontman sort of focused band, I would say. So she's definitely the main star when it comes to the band. So which I can understand that. But to me personally, I like me some chugs. I like me some heaviness. I like me some breakdowns in my music. But we got a little bit some of that. But either way, it is what it is. But a lot of, hopefully, a lot of people are enjoying this album. I don't know how well it's been doing. I don't know if a lot of fans like this one, or what the, compared to other previous albums, because like I said, I've never heard these guys before since till now pretty much. So I don't know how well this album stacked up compared to other ones, but there's definitely some surprises. There's definitely some surprises in this one that I wasn't expecting from going into this. So we got a few tracks left, so hopefully we got some more surprises, left to come. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. But hopefully you guys enjoying, liking the album as well. Be sure to let me know what your thoughts and opinions on these guys, and what how the album stacks up as well. Album sounds really good so far. Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's not bad. It's just not my type of music. It's not really what I would go out of my way to listen to per se. But it is, if you're into this sort of thing, if you like the more classic, hard rocky sort of tone, sort of feel to it, I can appreciate that. I can understand that. If you guys don't really like the, the heavier side of metal sort of things, this is a good bridging point. This is a good, like, entry level band, I would say. If you want to start getting into metal, but don't really know where to start, I would say these guys would probably do it, justice, as well as maybe sort of like a Breaking Benjamin type of band, because I love those guys, don't get me wrong, because they do the same sort of kind of tone, the same sort of guitarist, but they're just a little bit heavier, which is why I like them a lot more. But similar tones, similar type of tones. But either way, let's keep going. I still hope we get some more surprises in the near future here. But this is Evanescence. Next track, Calm Down. Hopefully we get some, judging by this one, I don't want to calm down, because if she's telling me to calm down, this one better be heavy, because I want to be smacked up off my seat. I want to be smacking shit. I want to be breaking shit. I want to be up all over the place, man, because she's telling me to calm down. I don't want to. I want to listen to some heavy bangers. I want to listen to some deep sounding breakdowns. And if she's telling me to calm down, I'm not going to calm down. So hopefully this is one. Hopefully it's not a calm track. Then everything I just said will go out the window. But the next one, Calm Down. Some good synths again. They love the electronic beats though. Let's go, Amy. I don't want to calm down.
Is this the end of the world, or is it just another night? You think you're better without me, baby? Say it while you look in my eyes. So busy thinking all about yourself, you walking over everybody else so you can stay high. But baby, it's alright. You can calm down, calm down.
But I don't want to calm down, Amy. I want to get amped up. I want to wake up. I want to get off my seat.
Calm down, calm down, calm down.
Lower their voice too.
It's a fire. I think I'm gonna let it burn. Blame's the only answer because you refuse to learn.
Go.
You
Add some more
never
guitars in
take
there.
it any other way, so go
And those struggy
ahead,
riffs.
prove you won the game and let your money run. It already all falls on you, so you can calm down, calm down,
Very different child track though.
calm down. Yeah, you can calm down, calm down.
Definitely has that electronic background. It's just that little southern, tone with those harmonizing hums. We're not gonna calm down now? Are we gonna build up? Are we gonna calm up? Let's go, guys. Don't tease me like this. Don't tease me like this. Okay. There's something. Sort of like a comb sort of breakdown, but got something. See, you know what I mean? It sounds like that little southern, like, that we're going to church almost. See, okay. See, when we got a little bit of like an aggression here and there, I kind of would have made it funny if a song was called Calm Down and just it was like the complete opposite of calm, just as heavy as you could possibly be. But I know they don't do that by now, but that just kind of would have been funny. But we got a little bit of heaviness, with the kind of build up. So I'm glad we got something. I'm glad they didn't just do that long build up and just go right back into the chorus sort of thing. Kind of hate when bands do that. It does throw me off, because when you supposed to have a build up, you're supposed to get into the most heaviest part of the track, or at least a solo of some sort like that. But if you just go right into the chorus, it is kind of disappointing. But we did get at least something. It's not as heavy as what I was expecting, but we did get something nonetheless. But like I said, this one's very different. It's very electronic based, electronic beat playing there again. They do like their electronic sort of like drum beats, their synths and stuff like that. So it's very modern on that sort of stuff, but it's still very calming. It's still very chill. It's not really too much in your face sort of thing. But this one definitely has that sort of weird kind of chorus to it, when they're just saying like the name of the track over and over again. I kind of don't like when bands do that because it just kind of seems a little bit too repetitive for me, and it just seems kind of like kind of lazy in a way, at least I don't want to offend anybody, but to me it just seems sort of like a little bit too repetitive when you're saying the same line over and over again. So it's very different, but either way, we did get something in there and towards the middle of the section song there, but definitely has that underlining southern like kind of twist at the end there when she was doing those harmonizing hymns. Kind of sounds like old, I don't know, for me it brought me back to like a Louisiana type bayou kind of vibe. I don't know, that's just me. Like like southern, when they were doing those like little rhythm hymns and stuff like that. I don't know, that's just me. I don't know, but either way, it's very different nonetheless. Each song is just completely different from one after the other. That's why, like, I have no idea what I'm gonna, I don't even know what to expect from what the next one's gonna be at this point. It could just go anywhere at this point. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a ride. It's definitely been a ride, especially for me not listening to these guys at all prior to this. So it's very interesting. This is definitely very interesting. Yeah, they're coming into Mountain View. That's the one we were gonna go see, but I don't know if we're gonna actually be able to go see that. But hopefully we get to go see that. Then if we do get to go see that, I'll definitely post it, but up on my channel and stuff like that. So it'll definitely be probably an interesting show, like I say, because I do like Spirit Box as well, and they're gonna be on that, tour. But who knows? We're just gonna have to wait and see. But I know they're probably gonna play a lot of these tracks from this, album, amongst probably the Bring Me to Life song. But either way, like I said, I don't know too much other than these guys, other than this new album here. But if they do have some heavy bangers, be sure to let me know, and I'm definitely gonna want to check those ones out as well. But so far we are almost done with this album, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 tracks left, so let's keep it going here. This is Evanescence, newest track, Self Destruct. There we go. Get those riffs playing. I want to blow up. I want to self-destruct. Blow me up, guys. I want to explode. No shame, don't look away now. We all have a role to play, so take the stage. There it is. Shrug it up. Get it. Ooh, there it is. Chuck it up, boys. See, I love the tone. Just give it to me. I want more of that tone. Ooh. Is that a trippy? There was a hidden trippy in there. Oh, hoping we get some more trippies. Guys, it's been good so far. Don't disappoint me now. I want to explode. I want to self-destruct. I want to get off. Give it to me. That's what I want. Oh, keep it going though. Give me more of those trippy beats. Give it to me, but it's not enough. They don't let me get off. We're back in that riff though, like that. Oh man, see, this one was a good one. This one was a good one. Oh, but they just tease me. They just tease me, man. Like I said, they can do the heavy, they can do the grooves, they can do the hardcoding, you know, we got some hidden trippies. We got some trippies in there. I wasn't expecting me some hidden trippies in there, but they only did it a little bit though. But like I said, I definitely perked my ears up, you know, hearing those trippies. But they just do it so short. They did do a little breakdown, but it was just not long enough. Again, it wasn't long enough. Again, they just teased it a little bit, and then they went into this sort of like orchestral kind of thing, which was fine. But I wish they kind of like amplified the the breakdown a little bit more. Keep that riff going. They could have maybe played the riff as well as having the strings playing over that. I mean, that probably would have sounded, interesting. But they just tease me. They tease me so well. They don't let me self-destruct. They don't let me explode. They don't let me get off. Man, I want to get off on these guys. I want to explode. I want to, break down. I want to hear those riffs ring out, man. I want to hear those tones even more. But I don't know. That's just so disappointing. It's so disappointing. Either way, but I don't know. I don't know why bands do that sort of thing. They just like to tease like the hardest hitting part of the track. I mean, I know they don't really do breakdown sort of thing. I know that's not really their sort of thing, but they can do it though. They can do it. They just don't do it enough. I would say, but it is what it is. This one's probably the heaviest one on the album, I would say so far. But I just wish they did it a little bit more. Either way, but like I said, it is what it is. And my bass guitar since 2022, she's a really good bass player. Actually, I think they use a little bit too much electronic effects. It's their sound now. Modern fit in. Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that. They like to do a lot of the synth stuff, like I said, a lot of the synth beats, a lot of the electronic, drum kits, stuff like that, which a lot of modern metal bands are doing it now. So I guess they're trying to fit in with that sort of, tone, that sort of, image, I would say. So like I said, I don't know how this compares to their past albums. I don't know if it's what they do now or they just did it for this sort of album, but I can definitely see that they're like trying to fit in with that modern, that electronic crowd, I would say, especially with that EDM sort of track, which was very different, but I actually kind of, liked how they did a, EDM style sort of twist on a breakdown, which is kind of interesting to hear nonetheless. But I could definitely see why they're like, pushing that sort of, sort of new tone, that sort of new vibe. But they could do, I just love the grooviness of the wrist, man. It's so jumpy, it's so, upbeat. It just makes you want to just like headbang it, just keep it going, but they don't do it enough, I would say. Like I just keep saying that they don't do it enough. I like the riffs. They're good guitarists, man. They can riff it up pretty nice, but they just don't do it enough, I would say. But either way, it is what it is. Like I said, I know they're not the heaviest band out there. I know I want them to be heavier, but I know that's probably never gonna happen. But either way, like I said, we are gonna keep it going here. We're almost done with this album already, ladies and gentlemen. But who knows? The last track might blow me away and might save me from complaining so much. But we're just gonna keep it going here. This is the next one, Forever Without You. Oh, don't tell me it's another sad one. Not another clean one. No.
I've been running away.
I don't want to cry. I don't want to get emotional right now. I want to get amped up. I want to self-destruct.
This is the last open door.
But I think we do have one more after this one, though, so.
The moment you touched my hand, there was too much fire to hold, and no one else would understand. Burning out of control and screaming till we couldn't breathe. Crawling into your soul was the lost my mind.
Woo! Get it, Amy. You can sing. Still showing up.
Without you, turns out forever without you is good for me.
Good line, though. I like that line. Damn it, I don't want to get emotional right now. I want to get amped up.
Promised I'd save you.
Amy, come on. Why are you doing this?
I'm not God, I was fucked up too. And when your eyes turned black, I prayed you'd never come back.
What are she singing about?
I know you wanted me to ask you to stay. That was the one thing I would never say. And though you left that night, you're still here 'cause I'm still in the fight. To live or remember, forgive and forget her.
Going back to the high notes. So piercing.
Lost my mind.
Imagine that on the live shows.
I'd fall forever without you. Turns out forever without you is good for me. But I still remember
Just the control is just insane.
used to be.
In fact, she can just go that high whenever she wants. It's insane.
Thought I'd fall forever without you.
It just gets so like quiet too.
Turns out
After that.
forever without you is good for me. Turns out forever without you is what I need. Well, I stood my ground.
Very emotional piece though.
There was only one way that would ever go down. But when you said goodbye, you didn't know that I could fly. Well, neither did I.
Damn it, Amy! Why are you making me cry? Why are you making me upset? This is supposed to be a fun album. This is supposed to be a fun, energetic album, not a sad album. Come on, Amy. Damn it. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? Man, either way, though, she just... I feel like the song alone just definitely showcases her vocal range. Definitely shows how high she can get, and also how low and how soft she can make her voice as well, especially just going from high to low in an instant. It's just, amazing clarity, amazing control in her voice. Like I said, previous tracks, just I don't imagine this one in the live shows, man. I'm sure she's done it on the live shows already, but just doing that live without screwing up a single note, without having your voice crack like after getting that high, and just keeping that that same volume, that same control over your voice for just a long period of time. It's just insane to me, man. It just shows how talented she actually is as a singer, which is now, because when I try to get up there, my voice can, it can sometimes do it, can sometimes not do it, can sometimes, hold up, and then sometimes not. So, props to, her for keeping that control vocals. Imagine how many takes she actually did to make that, that note, as perfect as it could possibly be. But, either way, very emotional track. Another soft one here compared to the other one was a little bit more kind of upbeat. This one's a lot more emotional. I did like she actually singing about somebody. I wonder who she's singing about though. I don't know if it's like a past, someone she used to be with maybe, or past relationship or something like that. 'Cause that's what it sounds like. So either way, so maybe that's the whole premise and the whole story behind this one. But if you guys know, let me know what you guys think. But other than that, piano's nice, the melody's nice. It's very soft. Like I said, a little bit too slow paced for me on the emotional side of things. I like me some emotional songs, but like I like it with a little bit more backbone, a little bit more with the, you know, underlying heaviness of a tone, something like that. But with just piano, you know, it's okay. You know, it's okay. I like me some piano melodies and stuff like that as well. But I typically like to layer it with some like other stuff. But either way, very solid track nonetheless. I can definitely this one sing, being like, you know, one of those viral clips of her, you know, singing, especially on the higher chorus sort of thing, when you just show how she actually does hold up in the live shows. But either way though, kind of too emotional for me, I would say, you know. But she's a trained concert pianist. That's why she's gonna, does it tinkle the keys or tackle the keys? I don't know what I don't know what you meant by that. But yeah, but, I mean, if she plays live as well on the piano and sing like that, that's insane. That's definitely insane. Especially going that high and controlling your vocals, as well as, you know, keeping track of what notes you're playing on the piano. That's a whole nother talent in itself, man. That's just crazy to me. You know, I tried, you know, I always, you know, admire, you know, vocalists when they sing and play a certain instrument at the same time, especially on a live setting. You know, it's just crazy to me how much talent and how much, you know, concentration you need to, you know, sing and hit the right notes at the same time, especially if you're doing a fast-paced metal riff song, such as, compared to, like, you know, Trivium or something like that, where Matt, you know, he sings and plays the guitar and in his own right. That man's insane. I don't know how he does that sort of thing, but you know, all props to, you know, musicians that can do that sort of thing. I can no way in hell do that sort of thing. It's either one or the other for me. But either way, very solid track nonetheless. But we still got the one and final track here. I think this is the final one here. Yeah, this is the final track. So hopefully we get something a little bit more upbeat, because we had two emotional tracks that I was not expecting and was not prepared for. So I don't want to be prepared for another emotional track again, let me just say, because I want to end it on a high note. I want to end it on something a little bit more upbeat or a little bit more fast-paced, in my opinion. But who knows what this one's going to be. We're just going to have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. But this is the last and final track off the Evanescence record, Wide Open Heart. It's like we're flying through space on this one. I'm gonna share the extraterrestrials, some of the music. Where's E.T. at?
Out from inside, after all, I'm still alive. This is the end, the beginning, the space between. Facing the weight of the world with a wide open heart.
Okay.
Waiting the fate of the world. Are we finding it all just fall apart? When you lean into the pain, you find out who you are. Don't let it go to waste, 'cause we're facing the weight of the world.
Definitely has that anthem open chorus again.
Shine a light that's still left in us.
I like that piano melody though.
Sweet dreams fade away, disappear in the rush of a hurricane. And I know I'm only dust, but you can't kill real love. That's the one thing they can't touch. Facing the weight of the world with the wide
It definitely hits hard though with the transition.
waiting the fate of the world. Are we finding it all just fall apart? When you lean into the pain, you find out who you are. Don't let it go to waste, 'cause we're facing the weight of the world with the wide open heart.
Kind of sounds cinematic almost.
Light that's still left in us.
Ooh! Is that surprise aggression? tracks.
Facing the weight of the world with a wide open heart, awaiting the fate of the world. Are we finally letting it all just fall apart? When you lean into the pain, you find out who you are. Don't let it go to waste, 'cause we're facing
So, I mean, last track of the album. Ain't it good? Kind of playing it out here with the instrumentals. Oh, I thought they were gonna keep it going for a little bit, but okay, ladies and gentlemen, very interesting album. I would say it's very different from what I'm, normally used to. It's very, not typically what I would normally go for. I would say when it comes to my metal music, when it comes to like the stuff I want to listen to, but I can understand it. I can appreciate it. No, it's very, different when it comes to, stuff I'm used to, like I said. But either way, it's, it's very surprising, I would say. It's one of the more surprising albums that I've definitely listened to, since I've done this channel, since I've done these sort of like live reactions, stuff like that. So it is very different when it comes to that sort of thing, but it is a very different track nonetheless. But this whole album I would say is based off, Amy herself, just like her as a singer. I would say it's more focused on her vocals. I would say I don't know how it compares to other albums. I don't know how it compares to, like her on other sort of albums, like I said, so I can't really compare, this album to the newer to this one. But other than that, from what I've noticed, she definitely has a more fronted the album is more centered around her vocals, I would say, because she definitely does the high range. She definitely does it the majority of the time throughout these tracks. It's definitely, in your face when it comes to that sort of thing. The guitars are sort of like in the background. They're doing their thing. We have some groovy riffs playing in there. We had some jumpy, beat sections in there. We had some sort of, stuff that amplified the album a little bit. But overall, it's just a very subtle, it's very mellow track, I would say, compared to other stuff we've reacted to. But I do like this track here, though. This one here, Who Will You Follow? It definitely has that modern flavor. It has that modern twist. It has that modern hard rock sort of, feel that I was expecting this album would be. But we didn't really get that after this song here. We didn't really get those like hard, punchy, choppy riffs from the rhythm side of things. We didn't really get any sort of, modern style breakdowns. We did get some here and there, but they were just so quick. They're kind of forgettable because they don't last that long. They're not as, in your face, I would say, compared to, other, metal bands, stuff like that. I know that's not really their thing. I know they probably don't really do that sort of thing. They do it here and there just because maybe, but more songs like this, I was kind of hoping for more songs like this, just because it has that, modern element. It has that modern punchy, feel, in your face sort of vibe to it. It has that, stuff that I was expecting from these guys. But either way, I know they don't really do that sort of thing. I know they just like to keep it, sort of mellow for the most part. They don't really do too much crazy sort of stuff. But either way, I do like this one, though. I could definitely get behind this one. It is like sort of different when it comes to, what I'm used to. But I do like this one here, hearing this one here. But like I said, I feel like this overall band is more focused on Amy here. It's more focused on her vocals. It's more focused on her talent, I would say, as a female vocalist, I would say, because she's definitely shows it pretty well in this album here. She definitely knows how to do her vocals. She definitely knows what she's doing. But I just wish we got a little bit more. I just wish we came out a little bit heavier. We just went a little bit more onto the modern sort of thing. We just like amped it up a little bit more when it comes to certain aspects. But like I said, it is what it is. She does what she does best is with the cleans, with the high tones, with those high clarity, in your face sort of clean singing, as well as the softy, more, creepy sort of stuff here. I like that creepy build up with the Sanctuary track, like it was the title track of the album when she was doing those weird, creepy, distorted, radio sort of style vocals at the beginning of track. I thought we were gonna get heavy. I thought we were gonna get doomy. I thought we were gonna get like the heaviest side of Evanescence we've ever seen, but they kind of missed an opportunity for that, because I liked how creepy the build up was at the beginning. Then they kind of just went into this hard rocky sort of, uplifting chorus type thing. We did have some sort of, groovy riff playing, and jumpy riff playing throughout the verses sort of thing, but I felt like they missed an opportunity at least for that sort of thing, just because I like, how bands do like a creepy sort of like unsettling sort of tone with like, different sort of, elements, changing, your vocals, or changing sort of like weird distorted sounds and stuff like that. They could have did something, a lot heavier in my opinion for that one, but I think they did do a sort of like a small little rock down breakdown for that song, but a very missed opportunity, because it was very short. It sounded like they were building up for something heavy, but they didn't end up doing that, because that was like the only iconic thing that was different, I would say, from this album, because other than that we didn't really get that on any other track here. But and especially that EDM sort of like breakdown in one of the tracks there, because that was very different. That was very intense, heavy. I did like seeing that. I was hoping we got something similar to that as well, but we didn't really get to that as well. So they tease little things here and there, but that I want more of, but they don't deliver. They don't give me more what I kind of hoping, well, what I want, I would say. But I don't know. Maybe they're just trying different things on this album. Maybe they just never really did that sort of thing before, and they're trying, to see what stuff works, maybe to see what songs stand out, or like maybe see what the fan base, reacts to certain songs, and maybe if they like that, EDM sort of thing, maybe they'll do more of that in the future. Or if they like this more, modern hard rocky stuff, they would do that more in the future. But I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings on this one, because I like some songs, but and then the majority of them are just kind of like, forgettable for me in my opinion. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not really a diehard fan of these guys. I don't know what they've done in the past. I don't even know how many albums they have, something like that. So like I said, this is my very first introduction to this band. I don't mean any disrespect or hate on these guys. It's just not really my thing. It's just not my type of music I would go out of my way to listen to be honest. But I give the props to the band where they're due. Like I said, Amy is probably one of the best female vocalists in the game. She definitely knows what she's doing. She's very talented. She has probably the best control over any female vocalist that I've seen. So either way, all props to her. She's been doing it for decades, and a long, long time of being in this band, and this for doing it for so long and still having that control over your voice is definitely, an achievement in itself. But yeah, man, just I don't know. I don't really see myself going back and checking out this album again, because I don't really see myself going back and checking out this album again, to be honest with you, just because, like I said, maybe this track I will go back to just because I did like it. But other than that, I don't really see myself going back and checking out these guys. But because we had a little bit, because it was just too slow for me. It wasn't as fast paced as what I was expecting. It was just we had a lot of sad and emotional kind of songs in this one. We had two kind of like just piano melody, emotional songs, which is okay, man. If you like that sort of thing, all power to you. But to me personally, it's just two piano melody emotional songs is kind of like the pushing point for me in a way, because you can have like one or two, but I think two is probably the limit when it comes to like, if you want to make like a heavy album, I would say. But I know that's not what they were trying to do. I know they were trying to do a lot of modern stuff. They were probably doing a lot of stuff that they never really normally tried before, like the electronic instruments, the electronic, bass, the tones, the synths, the electronic drum kits as well. So I don't know if they've done that before, but to me it seems like they're trying that now in this new album. But I could be completely wrong. They could have been doing this the entire time, and I never knew about it. But either way. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Evanescence Sanctuary album reaction. We have a lot of albums coming out in the near future, which I'm super excited for to check out for you guys. A lot of ones already came out already, so I'm probably gonna maybe come back maybe tomorrow or in the next couple of days. We'll come back and do those albums for you guys as well. I just wanted to get this one out because I've been wanting to do it. I just haven't, done it, but just out now. So we have to check out a lot of these another albums coming out in the near future, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super excited because this year has just already been jam-packed with crazy releases, crazy albums, and we're just only halfway through the year, so who knows what the fall season's gonna bring with new music. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. But let me know what you guys think on this whole album. Let me know what you guys think on Evanescence as a whole. Let me know what you guys think, how this album stacks up compared to other albums from them, and if they do have heavy hitting songs from the past albums, be sure to let me know because I want to check those ones out and see how heavy these guys can actually get. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the conclusion for this new album. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, especially new here, because we're going through every single banger on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss out on a single one. I guarantee that. And I'll see you guys in the next one when I go live. Be sure to hit those notifications so you definitely will know when I go live for the next album reaction. See you guys in the next one.